okay? Simon, I think everything kicks off because he's on live.
Yeah, good afternoon. A little bit of a break from Premier League football. So how has it been and what have you managed to do here in that time?
Oh, not a lot in the first week because we didn't have a lot of players here, so that's how it is. We had a couple of players who had to train, obviously, but more in the medical department than with us. So we had a couple of days off. That was good, obviously, but it's not that we, especially from a coaching point of view, that we needed it. We only had it. So that's how it is, and then you have to make the best of it. That's how we always do. But the most tricky moments are always the games the boys have to play, and that looked this time. I think it's the first time that pretty much everybody came back healthy. That's good. So since yesterday we have them all together. The Brazilians obviously came a bit later, and Bobby and Ali did a bit less yesterday. But today it was still a good session yesterday with all of them, and today another session, tomorrow another session, and then we had 3 together. I don't think Tottenham have had more, and so that's the situation now. Let's play the game.
And because you had Mohamed Salah probably for the first time in a while on an international level as well, has he benefited from that? Oh,
100%. Of course, you gain freshness in that period, in that time. That's clear. The boys, if they have a day off, they never have a day off. Actually, they always train, but just individual, and that's of course. But it's not the highest intensity, so that helps for different reasons. Of course, not only for Mo, it was for the others as well. Like this was not involved in international duties. So no, all good, all good.
As far as Tottenham is concerned this weekend, sometimes this break can take away momentum, but given that they hadn't won in their last 4 Premier League matches, that they may have appreciated. They've got the new ground to look forward to now. They've seen that.
I think they're exciting times for Tottenham. So now I saw only pictures of it, but it looks pretty impressive, so they obviously can look forward to that. Yeah, but after Tottenham played the last game 3 weeks ago, I don't think anybody feels any defeat from last week, from 3 weeks ago. So that we expect the strongest Tottenham you can expect, because I think I heard nothing about any injury problems or whatever. They had a few over the season, but not in the moment. So there will be a strong side here, a world-class team will be here, and yeah, we could see even without preparing the game what we did now in the last week, of course. But before that, we saw the Champions League games. We saw Tottenham playing. So it's a very, very good football team. Unfortunately, very good.
Yeah, just check any further injury updates as regards specific players. Jürgen, obviously Joe Gomez, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Shaqiri and Keita as well.
Yeah, yesterday we were all in training for all 3 pretty much the first full session. So we have to see how they react. It was actually no alternative for Paul Schack and Trent. And not being involved in the games in that period, anything else would have been really crazy, because they needed that. They needed the treatment. They needed the rehab and all that stuff. And Joe was back yesterday after 15 weeks. Oh, what a long time, eh? But yes, it looked really good. But of course, early stages. He's really now adapting again to proper football training after having obviously thousands of rehab sessions, and so they should be all okay. And I heard nothing different from this morning since I'm here, so they should be okay and train again today, and then we will see.
Just mentioned Ox as well.
Ox. How can I say that? I think one of the biggest mistakes I made here was being so excited about having Ox back. Not because it's not exciting having Ox back, it's very exciting, but everybody, the spot was on the game at Derby, the U23 game was pretty rare. And I'm pretty sure Ox felt a little bit before after the last session with us, and then he played the game, and then he felt a little bit more. So when everybody was looking at it, so now we keep him a little bit in the shadow. He's in a good moment. He will train, and when he's back and when he's ready to be properly back, then I will inform you. Until then, I will not speak about Ox.
Obviously, this weekend the Premier League launching the No Room for Racism initiative, and just given what's gone on in the past week and also what's happened in English football as well, What do you feel are now appropriate punishments, be it UEFA, the FA, Premier League, can hand out to try and deter people from racially abusing players within stadium?
I don't know what to say about that really, because I'm so disappointed that in our world, in this moment now, that something like this is still possible, that people still do that, they use their voice for the completely wrong things. It's so frustrating. I can't believe. I watched the England game, but without sound. So, and I was surprised when Hendo got the yellow card, when Rose got the yellow card, when Raheem celebrating in front of the crowd. I said, hey, what's going on there? When I heard afterwards, it makes all sense then from one second to another. So I really think it's not allowed to ignore it. We have to put the finger, we have to speak loud about it. We have to finish that, finally, that people really are not allowed. And who is doing it? Because it's not even, maybe some guys are shouting and think it's funny. It's not funny. It's the opposite side. It's very difficult for me to really feel the situation of Raheem, of Rose, or of other players, of our players who get faced something like that, because I never had a situation like that. But it's whatever I could do, I would do, and we have to stop games. We have to do everything. I understand that Gareth didn't do it and didn't say, come on, off the pitch, stuff like that. So, but we have to make we have to make clear that's not allowed and that's not possible. And yeah, each punishment from my point of view is pretty much allowed. There were a couple of incidents now in the last few weeks, not only racism, other silly situations, running on the pitch, stuff like that. That's all, it's not fun. And we have to make clear that's not fun, so stop it.
Julia?
Jürgen, you just saying that, would you take your players off then?
I don't think I would do it. I don't know. It's really difficult for me to hear it to hear things like that in a stadium. You'll probably see it in a moment. If it's one guy or two guys or whatever, if it's the whole stand, then I would do it. Yeah, 100%. If a whole stand is the same opinion, but that's too much power for one or two idiots, or three or four idiots. That's too much power. But we have to find ways to punish these guys, to get them out. I think everybody knows who it was. We had with the German national team, we had something with Leroy Sané, Ilkay Gündogan. That was really big then. And at the end, they came by themselves to the police station and said, okay, here we are, we did it. So, and that's all just that they know, yeah, you have to, if you do it, how it always is in life, you can make a mistake, but then you get the punishment. And for them, the punishment, I don't know what it will be. But I have to say, it's not that the coaches should do that, match officials, because I take the players off and then somebody says, yeah, that was not that serious, so you lose the game. Our job is to win football games, and we cannot make that. But if a whole stand would do it, then it's completely different.
Going back to what you were saying about everyone has come back healthy from the internationals, you have the break and the players, it sounds like you're close to having a full-strength squad. And Virgil van Dijk was speaking and he was talking about, let's just go for it now, and given no more distractions, the run-ins here. Is it just about enjoying it and seeing where it gets you?
Yeah, it's about enjoying it. Look, it's just something you really... Before a season starts, you have a lot of things. What you expect, what you think, what could happen, what you want to achieve. It's for a club like us, it's qualifying for the Champions League. That's the most important thing. And we said that before. And we said the only period in the whole season without any interruptions is this one, because now it's really until the final match day. Go for it. And that's exactly what the situation you want to have, that you are still fighting for a lot of things. And we are fighting for two things, so that's brilliant. And we'll do everything we can to be as successful as possible. I said we created a basis, now we have to work with it. Yeah, and that's it. We can enjoy things in a different way. Enjoying like legs on the table and watching it, that's one thing. We enjoy to work for it, we enjoy to fight for it. That's from that point of view, yes, we should enjoy it 100%.
We do all the TV at one stage. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Jürgen, 7 games to go. 4 of them are at Anfield. How much does that give you an advantage, given that you haven't lost in the league at Anfield since 2017, around this time?
Yeah, two of these opponents are Tottenham and Chelsea. I say of course, home games for us are an advantage, but it's not an advantage to let us win a game with 60% or so, because we love playing at Anfield. It's a wonderful place, and the boys are full of joy. Then really, we go out, dog out, everything is like we want to have the people on their toes, good, brilliant atmospheres. So that's all good, but we still respect the opponents, of course. It's not that we watch the other 4 games. It's Tottenham, Chelsea, Huddersfield, and Wolves. So. Yeah, they all have their own reasons to fight for points and to fight for results, and that's what we respect. I don't see a massive advantage or whatever. We had teams in the past, they were away pretty good. We were away not too bad. We played, we had a few draws away and lost at City, so that's all okay. We don't think about it. Next game is at home, so let's do that. Then we go to Southampton. Unfortunately, unbelievable difficult place. Was always, became again, because Ralf is really doing a brilliant job there. So there are so many things to think about, and only one thing of it is where we play.
And of course, everyone says that, well, to compete you need to spend money. Tottenham didn't do that so what does that tell about Mauricio Pochettino, that his side is always competing? They are in the semi-finals of the Champions League.
Quarter. We are playing the quarter-final. Yeah. Are we semi-final? Are they already in the semi-final? That would be great. That would be. I was a few days away. Maybe something happened. Again, there's so many positive things you could say about Mauricio. He's a fantastic manager, obviously, but the whole club looks quite settled. To be honest, I think in the beginning of the season in England, in the country of transfers, you don't do transfers. That's really a big headline. But with the team they had, I'm sure Mauricio would have loved to have here or there an add-on. But the first line of Tottenham is difficult to improve, to be honest. So if they have all together, then that's a real football team. And from that point of view, if you have the right team together, you don't have to be too busy on the transfer market. It's only from outside that you always think, but you could be a little bit better here, a little bit better there. But the players you have, they can improve as well. So, and then maybe they are better than the boy you wanted to buy. So that's how it is. So I respect their way a lot, and at the end, we all have to make our own decisions, and I don't know exactly why they did it, but most of the time, if you don't make transfers, it's because of money. And if you watch the stadium, I know where the money is. So they had to pay it by themselves, right? Do they pay it by themselves, or who pays it? Nobody knows. Yeah, probably. Yeah. So yeah, you have to save a little bit of money for that, I would say, and that's what they did. Go all good.
Katie, ESPN, 1 or 2?
Yeah, I'm a big supporter of the team in America. This is my first time here. This weekend will be my first match at Anfield.
The weather is always like this, by the way.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, when I got the tickets earlier in the season, I didn't think this game was going to be as important as it has turned out to be. So is there anything I can do to help?
Let me think about that. Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not, because we have to do it by ourselves. That's how it is. But we have a lot of people. You will meet a lot of people. They want us. They want to help us at the weekend. So join them. There are a lot of good things you can do in that city before a game, and hopefully even more good things you can do after the game. So it depends a little bit on the result, to be honest. So enjoy the city. It's a nice one.
James, as you say.
Jürgen, how are you feeling heading into the final 7 games? Are you excited and are you relaxed? Are you just normal?
I'm okay. I'm good. All good. I'm completely. I wanted to have this situation. I wanted to have that situation. And now we have it. So that's brilliant. And now we work. It's nothing to think about. I don't think back. I don't think too far ahead. It's just we are in the situation. The boys came back. We trained. We prepared a session. We do the session. We are happy with the session or not that happy with it. Whatever happens, and then you go in the games. And I know how difficult these games are. And now in the moment, it's like people think about our situation. I got 7 games. We have to win all of them because City will win all of them. So that's how it is. And then you face Tottenham. So why should we give Tottenham an advantage and say, okay, look, we have to win. You only, maybe you are happy with a point or whatever. I don't think they are. And it's just an open game before it starts. And that's what we have to make sure that we are really ready for that, not going nuts. So not accepting that we will have problems in the football games, like we had at Fulham. That would be big fun, if somebody would have in all living rooms in the world where Liverpool fans sit and then equalize on this wonderful goal of Ryan Babel. And what then happened in that moment, who thought then, we will be champion at the end of the season. But these moments will be there in the next 7 games and hopefully in 5 Champions League games. So that's how it is. But we have to be ready to sort that. If you expect not having problems, then you will be really surprised. But if you know that you will have some, then you are prepared for that. So let's face the problems and use the opportunities and fight for each yard on the pitch, use each fiber of your body and go. That's it.
And how big a result was that earlier in the season when you won at Tottenham? I know it was only 5 games in. But did that
away at Tottenham. The game before we lost there 4-1, right? Yeah. So, proper strike back. So that Tottenham is difficult to play in a way for sure as well. So yeah, it was a big one. It was an absolutely big one. Winning against a team like Tottenham on their own ground is really rare, and it felt good that day. Yeah.
We'll go Carl.
You sort of touched on that, but how much better have the players got at dealing with those problems, those little setbacks that you have at Fulham?
If you have to show that day in and day out, it's not that you show once that you can deal with it. You have to be ready for the next game again. We had it's 2 weeks ago when we start on Sunday. It's 2 weeks ago that we dealt. I really thought pretty well. Yes, at the end it was a penalty, but we dealt really well with it. I didn't see a massive drop of mood, body language, whatever. That was completely okay. The game is 95 minutes, and as long as the ref doesn't whistle the final one, then you have a chance to change. And we knew that before. It's not the first time that we scored late goals or whatever. But of course, in this game, it was massive, absolutely massive. Felt brilliant, Learn from your own experience is the best thing you can do in life. And of course, you need situations like that it worked out at least once. Then it's easier to believe the next time it can work again. Doesn't mean it will work again, but it's easier to believe in.
Is that the biggest thing that the players can take into these final games, and the belief? I mean, your famous quote about turning doubts into belief was a long time ago now, but is it the belief that players have that's the most important thing now?
I would say their skills are similar important. The attitude is very important. Character is very important. Yes, but believe in something makes it more likely to happen. 100%. And yeah, but the problem is, I'm pretty sure Manchester City believes as well. So one will be disappointed at the end of the season. So that's how it is. But let's go for it. Nobody knows what will be at the 13th of May. Is it 13th or when? Yeah. So nobody knows that. But we try everything to make it a big day for us.
Okay, final quick few questions. David, no? Okay. Neil, anything from you? No? Good, okay. Room 1.
Thank you.